Hey, what is going on, SMT Nation? It's your boy, the SMT. We got a lot of news actually coming out of Verizon. This is a bunch of really good stuff. There is one thing that I wouldn't say is good, and we got to call a spade here on the SMT YouTube channel. Try to be as objective as possible. It's not always easy, but we're going to do it now. We're going to start things off talking about this advertising, this false advertising that Verizon is being accused of. So, in some recent advertisements about their 5G network, Verizon has falsely implied in its commercials, I think 2 of them actually, that they have a nationwide 5G network. Verizon's approach to 5G ultra wideband, utilizing millimeter wave based connection only, which is for now. I mean, they're going to go into mid-band and things of that nature. But as of right now, they're really only in 40 cities or so. I think it's like 39 markets. And they're really only available in limited parts of those markets. So they're not even really citywide. They are in a lot of blocks and stuff like that, but millimeter wave has very limited range. It doesn't penetrate well. There's all types of limitations with this connectivity. So there's no way, shape, or form in which Verizon could really claim that this coverage is national. There's just no way they could do it. There's no way to cut it or slice it. So this is 100% incorrect for them to imply this, and the NAD, or National Advertising Division, has declared it as so. They are recommending that Verizon removes the 2 ads or commercials in which they are claiming or implying this. So they have agreed to remove the ads. Verizon is going to go ahead and take them down, and no harm, no foul, I guess. I'm not a fan of this type of technique. We've seen T-Mobile do this in the past. We have seen AT&T do this with 5GE in the past. So this just seems to be like a thing that the market does, and it's annoying. So calling a spade, bad by Verizon. Good that they removed it. They actually disagreed with the NAT. I don't know why, but whatever. Anyways, moving on. The second item here, Verizon is selling a ton of 5G smartphones. In fact, more than any other carrier. To be more specific, the rate at which they're selling these 5G devices, they're the only carrier that's over 40,000 units per week. In fact, actually, Verizon's at over 100,000 units per week. So the closest carriers are actually not even close. In fact, they're like a third or less at the rate of what Verizon is doing. Despite the limitations of Verizon's 5G, which is millimeter wave based, they're still selling the most 5G phones out of all the carriers. It's kind of surprising. Sprint's mid-band approach would lend itself to a lot of people maybe wanting in good speeds, decent range. You would think more Sprint customers would be buying it, but they're not. T-Mobile customers heavily aggressively advertising, flying their way with N71, 600 megahertz, national, all that good stuff. Not really leading the way in sales. And AT&T with N5, 850 megahertz in a lot of markets, I think over 400 or so. Or not over 400, I'm trying to remember how many it is. But they also have millimeter wave, so you would think AT&T would be big into selling 5G phones, but they're not. And, Verizon just seems to be selling more of those Galaxy S20 devices. They've got exclusivity on the S20 with millimeter wave. They've got the S20 Plus. They have the also the S20 Ultra, as well as some other devices. But, I don't know. They seem to be selling the most. I think maybe it has something to do with the fact that their 5G is really fast. Customers can see a tangible upgrade in network experience. So when you see like 1+ gigabit per second or 2+ gigs per second in some markets, it's easy to sell that to customers because it's showing a generational leap in downlink speed and things of that nature. So that being said, AT&T and T-Mobile are typically more iPhone-based sales. Not that Verizon doesn't sell iPhones, they absolutely do, but more people are buying Galaxies, which I think is where we're going with this. Verizon also is promoting the S20 for $799 as opposed to $1,000, LG V60 for $649 instead of $949. The Samsung Galaxy A71 5G is now $359 instead of the $649 or $599 at other carriers. You can get all this on upgrade promos. You don't have to be a new customer. You don't have to add a line, which a lot of these other carriers do. So they're making it attractive for people to upgrade to these phones. It's it's interesting. I am kind of surprised. I really thought T-Mobile was going to lead the way with 5G sales, but they're not. So all that aggressive marketing on nationwide 5G and 600 megahertz and reach and all this, it just hasn't panned out. They're not selling the phones. Clearly, Verizon is focusing on pushing 5G phones. They're going to try to offload as much LTE traffic as possible. They're going to go big on CBRS and C-band and also like PAL, LAA, licenses in the near future. Bolster the network until they can get all of that. They're in a tough spectrum position. They really need to help alleviate congestion. If they can pull people onto millimeter wave as much as possible to get off of LTE, that should help their network tremendously. They're putting nodes all over the CLE. I could tell you guys my experience. I'm seeing them in neighborhoods, businesses, utility locations, city centers, schools, universities. I'm seeing them all over the CLE and Columbus. Caleb has tested them as well. Carlos in Las Vegas has seen a lot of them. Big Bob in Chicago has seen them, as well as Big Lou in New York City. Verizon's putting them up in as many places as they can. It's just kind of costly because they're limited range and limited connectivity. So, Verizon will launch DSS later this year. It's in the near term, and then we'll start to see bin-bad connectivity and stuff like that. Last story, and this is my favorite story of this entire video. I love it. No layoffs at Verizon during the pandemic whatsoever. Pre-pandemic, 135,000 employees at Verizon. Today, they still have those same 135,000 employees. Nobody has been laid off. Nobody has been fired. 20,000 employees have received new training for new careers within Verizon. They've received skills training, job advancements tools. Hans Vestberg, the CEO of Verizon, is doing a phenomenal job here, going above and beyond what any wireless telecom CEO is doing currently. He's addressing low-income, sensitive, and vulnerable populations of employees. These are usually low-wage workers who probably lack a lot of, college education and things of that nature. So a lot of Black and Hispanic populations are getting supported here. He also was very aggressive very early in the onset of Black Lives Matter, supporting the cause and supporting the social justice efforts of, the public and things that were going on amongst businesses. He really was a trailblazer in that when it came to telecom. In my opinion, because of his actions, because of his approach to business and ethics, I think he represents the new Uncarrier. He is hands down the best CEO in wireless telecom right now, and I don't think it's even close. The jury is out on Mike Sievert. I don't know what to think. It's a mixed bag in my opinion. I know what he did before when he was John's right hand, but he is no longer John's right hand. He is now the CEO, and everything he's done up to this point is not Uncarrier. And to be honest, I don't know anything about John Stankey, the new CEO of AT&T, but the guy he replaced, Randall Stevenson, was horrible. And the jury's out on John Stankey too. He just got in there, right? So he just started in July as the new CEO. So, T-Mobile's laid off thousands during this pandemic, and they blamed it on the pandemic, even though it's probably merger related. The last few weeks, they've laid off tons of people. They've closed thousands of stores. And here's Verizon doing the opposite, retaining everyone. So bravo, nice job, Hans Vestberg. I think we got ourselves the new Uncarrier. In my opinion, I've been saying this for a while. They're getting more consumer friendly, they're getting more competitive, and they're doing things like this, which is amazing. Nobody does this stuff anymore. Find me another, wireless telecom that's been doing this. So, you guys let me know what you think. The voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Drop me a line in the comment section below. And actually, before you guys go, do me a solid. Do rate the video, hit that like button, and then share this to your favorite socials. You got a Facebook, a Twitter, an Instagram. Go ahead and share it for me. That would be amazing. Thank you. Also, if it's your first time here, consider subscribing and activating that bell notification icon so you never miss an upload from the SMT. And here's some other videos for you to check out if you're not ready to leave the channel. Thank you in advance for that. Also, links in the description box. There's ways to donate if you're interested. People have been asking me, get those links for all those donation options. Got them all there for you guys, so have at it. Thank you in advance for that. Patreon page is also there. Got the link. And then we have the Twitter handle at sneedtech. That's there as well. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day. I'm the SMT, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.